Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been like 2 months since I uploaded a video. In those 2 months, a lot of things have changed. And yeah, I've learned a lot of things as well. So this video is my fourth video on the learning intelligence series. So the last video I told how I made a pivot to deep learning because I wanted to, make my fundamentals a bit strong, and I did that. So this video I'll talk what I did and what I'm currently looking towards. So I've finished till Google LaneNet. I stopped at ResNet and DenseNet because I was kind of tired of CNN. Honestly, I jumped to the sequence to sequence paper. This was the first paper where attention was reduced, and right after this paper, I read transforms. I didn't implement these two papers. That's one thing which I need to do in the future. But once I read those two papers, I got a context of the information of the research intuition. I would say the intuition behind the researchers behind these papers. Not like exact, but I kind of knew what and why. So, which is what most people lack. They simply just jump into courses or books and just do it straight. But I think you need to have some background context. And that's what I did. Once I did that, I simply jumped into the build an LLM from scratch book. What that book is that book's like really cool. I think I do have. So yeah, this is the repository where I wrote the code from the book and I played around with that. It's pretty good. I still have like the last two chapters which I have to finish, but I'll do that because I think I kind of know what I should be doing now. Because I think I'll do a bit more exploration instead of reading the book to get more intuition. That because I kind of know pre-training a bit, fine-tuning models, SFT and RLHF. I'm kind of aware of that. That's why I gave a pause. So for post-training, I have this resource. This is like a small blog post, or you would say a research. This is like a pretty good resource from some engineers from Meta, and this covers everything you need to know about post-training. So I've been reading this blog, and I think it's pretty good refresher if you want to learn post-training. And in the last 2 months, I also worked on this particular research study, which I did. So I read the blog post by Thinking Machine Labs, and like I really liked it. And I had an idea: what if I extend the study? What if I perform a statistical analysis on the floating point difference which you get between your batched and single input? Now, if you read the blog post, you'll know that most of the GPU kernels are not batch invariant. So initially, I had this idea of running a transformers model and find the noise and do some analysis. While I was diving deep into the topic and I was brainstorming, I realized that performing the same thing on a matmul is much easier on a matrix multiplication operation. So I did that. Basically, a single input matrix multiplication A and B versus a batch. So you have an array of you have an array of matrices with the first element being A, another array of matrices with the other being B. You do the product, you get an output array, right? So the first element actually differs from the single input. So that's the whole blog about. And I thought, what if I do some mathematical analysis on the noise, and that's how this paper was born. And I'm kind of proud of this study because this is my first math heavy paper. It has like a lot of math formulas, and yeah, my math has been a bit weak since I stopped doing it after college. But yeah, this is a very good study, I would say. Now that brings me to what next. I want to make my fundamentals strong. I want to learn more and actually implement a transformer model again. Pre-train that model properly, post-train that model using different methods, and I want to document all of this in a repository. That's the plan I have. Apart from that, I want to dive deep into like 2 to 3 different topics. One of them is the world model, and I've been reading the first world model paper, which I think is pretty good. And my goal is to build a decent world model by the end of in the next 6 months. I have prepared a list of papers. This might change, of course, like I told in the last video. And the second thing I want to do is RL environments. I think that's like the next big thing. Just like AI agents last year, like start of 2024, I think RL will be that in the coming few months. And RL is pretty amazing, especially building environments is like addictive. It's too fun. It's so much fun. So yeah, so I've been doing game dev since the start of my college. I only chose CS because of game development. I really like building games. So that's how. And now I wanna build a game for AI agents. I wanna build a sandbox where you have multiple agents, multiple neural networks who would interact with each other. They could be different creatures. They could be humans, a cow, or a hen, whatever. And we work towards the common goal, towards the. And I'm still thinking about that. I'm still thinking about that. I have built a basic game in Pygame, which I think is pretty good. It has the day and night system. I still need to implement a lot of things here. I'll need to implement. I need to implement the actual logic of the game. I need to implement different characters. I need to create a bit bigger map, and I need to give. I need to expose it as an API which anybody can plug their policy networks and plug their neural networks and let them play. So that's what is there in my mind. There's like a small video I made just to have an update. So if you're aware, if you're active on the Twitter, you would know that Nano GPT dropped like 2 weeks ago. Nano Chat, and this is a very good repository. It's like a gold mine if you want to learn more about LLM. So I'm diving deep into this. I'm I'm building each and every component from scratch, or at least trying to do that on my own. So the goal is to build a pre-trained model, and like I said, just post-train it on different methods and document the results. That's like one thing. Second thing is world models. World models. I have prepared a list of papers and blog posts which I'll be reading. I'll be putting them on my repo as well. The third thing is RL environments. I think RL environments are really good. Like it's so much fun to build games, and like this is like my childhood, not childhood actually, but yeah, like back then I wanted to build games, and now I have the sort of knowledge. I can understand how things work, and with that, so I can build crazy environments. I can let AI learn stuff, and I can study the behavior of these neural networks. So that's the goal, and let's see what happens.